Hello, good morning. What's going on, everyone? It's South Street Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Do you know what? The international break is over, and we are just counting down the days until it is Ruben Amram Sunday. Of course, the 24th of November, we have Ruben Amram coming in at last, guys. You know what? There is still a few international games, of course, to go. You know what? Until Wednesday. I think Wednesday's the last international games and stuff. But you know what? It's feeling close, isn't it? Ruben Amram starts today. He starts his training today. Licha Martinez has left Argentina and come back to Carrington early just so we can get a taste of Ruben Amram training. Of course, guys, I cannot wait until it gets going. I cannot wait until our new formation, our new era begins. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be obviously emotional, guys. You know, we got Sunday, the 24th of November. I cannot wait for Ruben Amram Ball, guys. Ruben Amram Ball is what it's all about. And now, look, we're going to learn a lot from this next week. We're going to learn a lot in regards to how Ruben Amram was set up, his attitude, his personality. You know, because this is where it gets in the nitty-gritty. The honeymoon period is over. All the niceties, greeting everyone, happy-go-lucky, this, that, and the other is over, and the silent assassin will be back on Sunday, guys. Absolutely. Let's read some of your comments. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like if you are new. If you could do that for me, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone, guys. I'm literally 100 away from 5,000, guys. Good morning, Amram time, Mark. It is Amram time. I cannot wait for it. I'm absolutely buzzing, mate. International football is over. I was doing a watch-along yesterday. I was bored at my wits. I'm sorry, but I was bored. England were playing, and I was just so bored, you know, and I knew England were going to win. England, they're too good for that tournament. And I thought, you know what? Look, you know what? We need the proper football back, don't we? We need it back. And you know what? We're going to get it back on Sunday, guys. I cannot wait for it to happen. I'm absolutely buzzing. Big up, Rasta. How you doing, my friend? Glory got Man United. Let's bring the glory days back, brother. Let's bring the glory days back. That's what we need to do, of course, and I think it will come. I think it's closer than ever that we're going to be back. Manchester United will be firing again. The wounded beast will be awoken. We got one eye open at the moment, and that other eye is about to awaken as well. And you know what? Those teams are in big trouble, I tell you. Ipswich Town on Sunday. We're going to get giddy, guys. It's time to get excited because that's what we do in this show. It is literally a few days until kickoff. I feel like a kid at Christmas. Do you know what I mean? 5 more sleeps until Manchester United. Is it 5 or 6 more sleeps until Manchester United finally, you know, get Ruben Amram in and we play our first game against Ipswich Town, the Tractor Boys, of course, guys. Absolutely. Let's read. Mark Elman, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Vincent's I would have to have 56 likes. At 56 watching, let's have 56 likes. Can we do that? I doubt it's going to happen. You know what? I get a lot of people who watch me on here. Absolutely. Just watch and observe. Absolutely. Big, I can't wait to see Amram turns it around. I can't wait, Mark. I really can't wait. It's a new era. Good morning, guys. Cappuccino time. Yeah, I've had my latte. I've had my good old latte. I definitely have, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Kazi. Big up, everyone, of course, who's joined me this morning, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and smash a like on the video. If you can do that for me, I'll be absolutely delighted, guys. Now, let's get straight into it now. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof as well. Those two players look certain to be leaving the club come the summertime. Johnny Evans will not be staying at Manchester United. Manchester United as well will be moving on from Johnny Evans, sadly as it is, because he has done very well for Manchester United since he signed for Manchester United. But Man United will be moving on from Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Johnny Evans. Ruben Amram has 3 targets to replace those players in a complete defensive revamp. Those players are Maximiliano Arroyo. Now, Maximiliano Arroyo, a 24-year-old who plays on the left wing for Sporting Lisbon. But as we know, Ruben Amram doesn't necessarily play the traditional fullbacks. He actually plays wingers. Maximiliano Arroyo will be on the transfer wish list for Ruben Amram, and he will be part of a defensive revamp. Ruben Amram has targeted the defence as one of the issues at Manchester United. And it's not just about keeping clean sheets. It's about playing out for the back. It's about bringing that ball forward. And over the last few months, we haven't been able to do that. We've been caught in possession. We've been conceding goals. And we haven't been very assertive in our play, so to speak. Maximiliano Arroyo of course, would mark a change in the direction that we're going with him playing as the left winger. Now, what does that do for the other players? What does that do for, the likes of Luke Shaw, the likes of Tyro Malacia? Well, the truth is up in the air at the moment. It's all up in the air. And what we have to say is that a lot of players in that squad need to prove themselves. We cannot be a charity case, guys. Absolutely, we cannot be that. So these players need to prove themselves. They need to get themselves fit and they need to start playing football. That's what they need to do, guys. At the moment, they're not, so a lot of these players will be replaced. Now, a lot of people were talking about, obviously, Correas, obviously, which is Alvaro Fernandez, of course, who plays for Benfica. Manchester United, obviously, sold Fernandez in the last summer, of course, and he's done very well at Benfica. Now, the one issue is here, guys, and this is something that not many people are touching upon. People want to report news, but they don't really want to learn about the system of Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim doesn't play traditional fullbacks. He might do initially for the first few weeks or months, but eventually he's going to revert to his usual formation, which is the two wingers, the winger on the right and the winger on the left. Now, Alvaro Fernandez looks unlikely to be coming to Manchester United precisely because of that reason. Man United are not going to sign any more full backs. I mean, they're more looking for like an Alphonso Davies, a Frimpong type of player. Maximiliano Arroyo represents that type of player. And this is why Ruben Amorim is interested in Maximiliano Arroyo. I mean, obviously he knows the player well. He's a very good player. Now, another player that obviously I've been talking about quite a lot intensively on this show is obviously Osman Diomande, guys, the 20-year-old centre-back for Sporting Lisbon as well. Another player that could be coming to Manchester United. Now, the main purpose of Ineos is to lower the age. Ineos want to lower the age. They want to lower the age of the whole squad. So a number of players that are getting into their 30s, their twilight years, so to speak, could be leaving the football club. Now, Harry Maguire has been said that, he wants first-team football. Harry Maguire cannot be guaranteed first-team football in this new regime. Ruben Amorim is passionate about getting his team in as soon as possible. We're not saying that it's going to happen straight away, but what we are saying is that these deals could happen as soon as January. Some of these deals could happen. And that means that some of those players who are there at the moment, i.e. Maguire, Lindelof, Evans, could be out the door. Now, a lot of these players are picking up injuries as well. The Maguires of this world are picking up injuries. Evans had a few injuries as well. A lot of these players are picking up injuries. And this is the problem going forward, of course. This is why these players need to be replaced. Osman Diomande is one of those players that are high on the list. As I said a week ago, he's high on Ruben Amorim's list, guys. High on Ruben Amorim's list. So one thing we would say, look out for the news about Osman Diomande, guys. The other player is another player that I was speaking about in the summer, guys. In the summer, I was speaking about this guy. His name is Gonzalo Ignacio, left-sided centre-back. He could be the next guy to come in as well. 3 defensive signings that will be made. Let's not forget, Ineos has spent a lot of money of obviously getting Ruben Amorim through the door and getting Erik ten Hag out the door. So their plan now is to back the manager to the maximum. So basically, what the manager wants will be put forward to Ineos, and there will be obviously a vote on whether we should get that player or not. But a huge influential say comes from Ruben Amorim. He will have the biggest say in regards to what the transfers are, which is exciting, which is good. Ignacio is another player that I've been talking about, of course. He is another one that we would like in during the summer. 23 years old, of course, left-sided centre-back. Now, that would equal Manchester United's defence. That would complete Manchester United's defensive rebuild, so to speak. Now, some people say, oh, we don't need a rebuild. We got De Ligt, we got Euro as well, and blah, blah, blah. But we need a squad now. We need a squad. The reason we need a squad is because we play 3 at the back. Injuries can happen anytime. Suspensions can happen anytime. The winger, Araujo, is going to be on the wing. He's going to be a wing. And obviously, we'll be rotating in that centre-back positions. If we're getting rid of Evans, Maguire, and Lindelof, these players need to be replaced. And it looks as though Sporting Lisbon is the destination that they're coming from at the end of the day, guys. Absolutely. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Maguire, Evans, Lindholm, Ericsson all out this summer. It looks that way, Mark. You know what? There's going to be a new ruthless regime at Manchester United, and this is what I was going to bring in. Secret talks have occurred between Ruben Amorim and Ineos, Roma Barada, for example. These guys, Ashwood, these guys have had secret talks with Ruben Amorim in regards to these players. Now, Ineos have discussed with Ruben Amorim what he would like to do with the football team. And it is rumored that there is going to be a major overhaul come the summertime. A lot of players will be leaving the football club. Who those players are, it's up in the air. I leave it up to you guys to decide what players are going to leave the football club. Now, there's many players there that could leave the football club, should leave the football club. In my opinion, there's some players there that, you know what, some of you guys will say, no, we can't sell him. He's a fan favorite, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of players there that will be leaving the football club. There will be a major overhaul at Manchester United. There will be a big change at Manchester United going forward. Number one is the defensive side of things, which I've been explaining today, that there are a number of players that are on our wish list in regards to the defensive side. We also just have to look at Casemiro. We have to look at players like that. The age of Casemiro. Casemiro had a great first season. And in all honesty, he's been okay this season. He's done all right. Obviously, bar the mistake against Liverpool, he's been okay this season. And you know what? Fair play to Casemiro. But we have to look at the longer term. Now, that is where the youth team comes in as well. That is where we have to think about the conveyor belt of young players coming through as well. We have to do that as well, of course, guys. So one thing I would say is that Casemiro might not be straight away, but Casemiro is one of those players who could leave the club as well. So we're looking at a complete overhaul of the football team. Now we're looking at Anthony, another one. Rashford is another one. These players could be out the door. Believe you me, these players could be out the door pretty soon. Now, there are rumors about Garnacho. Garnacho is staying put. Don't worry about that. We are not going to sell Garnacho, although he is upset, obviously disillusioned about the fan base and the way they've been treating him and stuff like that. He will not be leaving the football club. Neither will Ahmad, neither will these type of players, Rasmus Højlund. These type of players will not leave, but you can guarantee that up to 6 or 7 players will be leaving Manchester United come the summer. And you know what? That's great news because, you know, one thing I would say is that these players have not been successful. We have to move on from this type of thing. It's a bit like the nostalgia thing with Paul Pogba, etc., etc. Paul Pogba wasn't successful at Manchester United, so why would we want to bring Paul Pogba back? Paul Pogba is an injury-prone player. It doesn't fit for Man United. It didn't fit for 2 times, so why is it going to all of a sudden fit now, of course, guys? Big up, Jim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. You legend. Greetings. How are you and your fan? Big up. All good, my friend. I hope yours are doing well as well. We may as well bring in the entire sporting team. Absolutely, Amac. Why not? Sporting AXFC. No, one thing I would say, it's not going to be on that extent, guys. It's not going to be on that extent. As I've spoken over the last few weeks, we're interested in a number of players, including Loran of Flamengo, etc. The one thing we have to understand is that Ruben Amorim traditionally, even when he was at Braga, brings players from his old club to his new club. That has always happened. It happened with Mourinho at Chelsea, and it can work. Look how successful Mourinho was at Chelsea when he brought in Ferreira and he brought in Deco and players like that from Porto. If you guys can remember, that will happen, of course, guys. So absolutely, look. At the end of the day, he's not going to bring in 10 players. He's going to bring in 3 or 4 players from Sporting Lisbon. It looks kind of like that way. It'd be 3 or 4 players. It's not going to be 6 or 7 or 8 players. It's going to be 3 or 4, and the rest will be scattered around other football clubs, of course. But many players will be leaving the football club as well. Let's not forget, many players will be leaving as well. Big up. Mark, Licha Ignacio Delict, Europe, Mazuri Demanda. Absolutely. Sounds magical, Mark, doesn't it? It sounds incredible. You know what? And why wouldn't Ruben Amorim bring in some of those players who are accustomed to his formation? Of course, his formation and his tactics are notoriously difficult to implement. So why wouldn't he bring some of those players with him? In particular, in the wing-back and the centre-back positions, in the winger and the centre-back positions, of course. We go from Ajax United to Sporting United, Almac. Yeah, it's 3 players. I don't think it's quite Sporting United, mate. I don't think it's quite Sporting United, my friend. Absolutely not. But Sal, which Casemiro? Okay, good enough. I've got to ask yourself this question, not meaning you, but in general. But Sal, with Casemiro, is good. Okay, good enough. Casemiro is a fantastic player. Let's not get it twisted. He's 5-time European champion. He's one of the greatest CDMs of a generation. He is. But one thing we have to understand about Casemiro, on his day, he is world class. But you know what? He's getting on a little bit, and he's 31 years old. So we're going to have to move them guys on. Will we keep him another season? It remains to be seen. It depends how the transfer window goes, of course. We have to wait and see. But we do have a conveyor belt of young players coming through the football club, not just Casemiro and stuff like that. One thing I would say is that you're not going to get much better than Casemiro in that CDM position. You're not, at the end of the day. I mean, he's one of the best. You know, he's not an okay player. He's a very good player. But one thing we would say is that, you know what, when players are getting to a certain age, Ineos obviously want their own players in there and stuff. Ineos want to lower the age of the team, of course. They want to lower the age of the entire squad. That's what they want to do. So don't be surprised if Eriksen is out the door. Those type of players won't be given new contracts. A lot of these players, their contracts are running out in 2025, and they look likely to be leaving the club, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. GK, let's see in Amram, left wing back, number 10 striker, number 10 all come attack. GK, he doesn't play a left wing back, right wing back. He doesn't play that. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to say this to you guys. He plays a left wing and a right wing. He doesn't play LWB or RWB. He doesn't do that. They act sometimes in a defensive way, but they are not traditionally LWB and RWB. They are wingers. They're going to be wingers. Going forward, it might not happen straight away. As I stressed to you guys, it might not happen straight away, but it is what Ruben Amorim does, and it is what Ruben Amorim has done in the past, guys. He has used wingers in that position. So, obviously, Maximiliano Araujo, for example, is traditionally a winger, a left winger. He's not a left wing back, for example. He's a winger. So we have to get that correct. We have to straighten that out in regards to our thinking, because it's not going to be traditional wing backs. It's not going to be that. It's more like left wing, right wing kind of thing. Absolutely. I wonder who is going to pick for the game on Sunday. I hope Manuel plays. Manuel plays. Manuel Ugarte would definitely play. Obviously, that Ruben Amorim and Manuel Ugarte go back. They're friends, of course. They played with each other. Well, they've been in this. Obviously, Ruben Amorim has managed Ugarte. And obviously, Ugarte became one of the best CDMs in the world, didn't he? Under Ruben Amorim's guidance. So don't be surprised if he plays on Sunday. If there's one player that is definitely going to play, if I was going to bet on it, it is Ruben Amorim. It is, Ugarte, Manuel Ugarte. If it is one player that will play, it's Manuel Ugarte, guys. He looks likely he will play on Sunday, of course. So no worries about that. I watched Uruguay to Colombia, and he has performed. He was brilliant. He scored a goal, didn't he? He scored a goal. Absolutely. Big up Rasta Stocks. Big up everyone. Of course, Ugarte will be first choice under Amorim. He has the main attribute, intensity. Mark Alman, you spot on, my friend. You said it how I've been saying it this week. Intensity is key. Now, how many of those players, and let's be honest with ourselves, within the Manchester United squad right now have intensity? Who would you say right now has intensity in that squad? Now, we don't know much about Euro. We don't, but at the end of the day, who would you say has it? I mean, Eriksen doesn't have intensity. He doesn't have intensity. We need intensity. And this is the type of football that Ruben Amorim plays. Who would you say has intensity right now? Ugarte has intensity. I think Rasmus Højlund has intensity. I think Ahmad has intensity. I even think Bruno Fernandes has intensity, if we're being honest, obviously. But right wing, don't track back, then other defense. The thing is, GK, you have to understand the system. The three at the back split to make a right back and left back. Yeah, the three at the back, they split and they make a right back and left back. All that the wingers have to do is just do their shift. That's it, up and down, up and down. It's not a wing back position. The right back, the three back split, and that's it. It's hard to explain. But you'll see. Absolutely. If the wingers don't do the much defending, that goes mean we need us world-class centre-backs. Absolutely. That is what we're looking for. Not only world-class centre-backs, we have to look for energy, intensity, pace, movement. We have to look at things like that as well. Big up Star the Legend, big up Jim, of course. Big up everyone. Big up, hope you're doing well. But one thing I would say, guys, in regards to the left and the right side of our defensive structure, don't be surprised if he does play Dalot and Mazraoui at the beginning. That will change, though, going forward. We're not going to completely change everything. We will drift into that formation. But one thing we're going to see is that we probably will play the players we have. Because at the moment, we don't have the right players to implement the style of football. That is the problem right now. Hopefully, going forward, Man United will have that style of football. They will have those players to implement that style of football. And we can go forward with Ruben Amorim's, obviously, tactics soon, of course. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Amran Ball is to track back, so you don't like it. Absolutely, Mark. If you don't like it, out the door. But it's not a left wing back. It's not a right wing back. They are attackers by trade. So they're going to be starting. It is a 3-4-2-1, not a 5-2-2-1. It's a 3-4-2-1. Okay, so that means they are right and wingers, right? They naturally wingers track back anyway. You know, Beckham track back, Giggs track back. That's what they do. Those wingers are going to have to track back. Of course they are. They're going to have to do their shift. They're going to have to go out forward, and they're going to. But they primarily will be acting like attackers. Will be attacking in the final third of the pitch, which is why they're not left wing back, which is why they're not right wing back, of course. But there is going to be a lot of intensity. Now, the intensity that we have at the moment is almost zero, guys. We don't have much intensity within that squad. That's the problem. We cannot expect a Rashford or a Garnacho to be running back and forward. I don't know if they can do that. I really don't know if they really can do that, guys. I don't know how you feel about that, but absolutely, I don't think they can do that, if I'm being honest. Bless up everyone in the live stream. Bless up Rasta, my guy. Only 7 likes. Come on, Pete's. Yeah, come on, guys. Likes are going up slow today. What's going on? Don't forget to give us a like. Absolutely, Rasta. Big up, big up. Thank you, mate. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So very sad but true. Some of our players have no intensity. I hate to say it, but you're speaking facts. Big up. You hate to say it. You should love to say it. You should love to say that I'm speaking facts. Only joking, Jim. Only joking. Absolutely. Ugarte, Masri, Bruno, Rasmus, Casemiro has the intensity. I kind of agree with that, Mark. Yeah, they do. They do. And you know what? Name the players that you don't think have intensity. This is the key. Guys, who do you think doesn't have the intensity to work in Ruben Amorim's system? Who do you think? Let's be honest. Let's call out some names here. Who do you think doesn't have the intensity to work in Ruben Amorim's system? I'm interested to know. I have my feelings. Intensity and hunger, that's the start if you want to win games alone. And absolutely, Jim. And it's something that we used to have, you know, back in the day, didn't we? We didn't even have to mention intensity because it is a given. It's the first rule. You give your all. You give your intensity. You fight for the badge. You do that. I mean, that hasn't happened for a while, has it? Quite evidently. So, of course, Rashford on the wing will be Amorim's death. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, Mark Alman. I'm thinking about that. But you know what? One thing I would say is that, yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't trust Marcus Rashford, guys. I don't. How many do? Who would trust him? You know, I mean, I'm not going to slander the guy, but I don't think he has the work ethic to be in that system. I really don't. If we're being smart, you know what? One thing I'm going to say, guys, and I know what you're going to say. You know, give him a chance and stuff like that. But one thing I would say, truly, I'll be extremely excited and giddy and confident if we sold a player like Marcus Rashford. The reason is because we've been keeping hold of these players for too long. And there comes a time when it just doesn't work out. It just hasn't worked out. And you know what? The outside noise about Marcus Rashford is just getting overwhelming at the moment. And it sort of overpowers what we're trying to do. You know, always news about Rashford and not about what we want to do going forward. I do believe that Rashford needs to be sold. I think that. But who's going to buy Marcus Rashford? Who's going to spend the money on Marcus Rashford? Here's the conundrum right here. That is the thing. Whilst Rashford is on 350 grand a week, you know what? People are going to be obliged. Managers are going to be obliged. The team is going to be obliged to cater to his needs. Now, this is where we need to stop it. This is where we need to move on as a football club. That all these players who've been failing for year after year after year, sacking manager after manager after manager, I think need to go. And they just need to go now. At the end of the day, look, we haven't heard much about Luke Shaw lately. We haven't heard much about Tyrone Malacia lately. Don't be surprised if those players won't last at Manchester United. Ahmed, did you not forget intense? Ahmed is winning back the ball, especially against Pat. Yeah, Ahmed is one of the intense players, guys. Gamer TV, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Ahmed is one of the intense players. Let's not get it twisted. He's very intense. So is Rasmus Højlund. He's very intense. He runs back, he tracks, he runs, he pushes, he presses. He's intense. But you can only play that style of football if, you know what, you're youthful, you're young. You know what I mean? It's no discrimination, of course, guys, of people of a certain age. But Man United, if they're going to want to play that system, they're going to have people who can run. People who have legs. At the moment, we got no legs. As I said, the Christopher Reeve of the Premier League, absolutely, we got no legs. So we do need to start running. We run one of the least amount of miles or kilometers in a football game than most Premier League clubs at the moment. So that is a problem. What I say, I don't mean to speak negative or thoughts about my burning constructive sense. We have a rectify the thoughts. Absolutely. Rashford, Sanjay, big up Rashford. Absolutely. Ericsson, yeah, I agree. I agree with those two. But in constructive way is what I meant. Yeah, I know, mate. It's a joke, right? Jim, it's a joke, mate. It's a joke. Don't worry. Mark, Rashford, Shaw, Anthony, and 3 players who don't show intensity required by Amarim. I agree. Look, I talk about Luke Shaw as one of Luke Shaw's biggest fans, right, over the last years. But even I cannot defend Luke Shaw anymore. I can't defend it. What's going on with Luke Shaw, guys? I don't know what's going on with him at the end of the day. You know what? He's not going to be under Ruben Amorim, that's for sure, for very long. JCF, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Us fans should be excited to see some new style of football with a system and a plan, and to see the likes of Rashford getting proper found out. Also, Dalot, Shaw for me. That's, you know what, you say it as it is, JC. A very balanced comment, my friend. Very true. A lot of these players have nowhere to hide when it comes to Ruben Amorim. They're not going to have any excuses anymore. I don't think the fans are going to accept any excuses anymore. Marcus Rashford, Dalot. Dalot's been poor this season. Let's not get it twisted. He's been absolutely dreadful this season. You know, a lot of our goals have been because of, obviously, Dalot. But one thing I would say is that there's a new audition going on. The audition is the Ruben Amorim audition. And these players will have another audition. And this audition will last until the summer. And if these players do not perform, they will be out the football club. It's simple as that. You know, they have to perform. Ineos are not going to blame Ruben Amorim for this. If it goes tits upwards, so to speak, they're not going to blame Ruben Amorim. They're not. That's their guy at the end of the day. That's their guy. Ruben Amorim's their guy. They're going to blame the players this time. They're going to blame the players. They're not going to blame Ruben Amorim. Absolutely not. So that means that these players have to start putting in the shift. These players have to start working hard. They have to start working their butts off. Absolutely. And start tracking, start being intense, and start playing for their goddamn wage and playing for that great badge, which is Manchester United, of course. I agree, Sanjay Shaw. Lindelof, I agree. Good morning. How you doing, Reverse 7 UK? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, pal. Good to see you, mate, again. Absolutely. Mr. Sal, for me, it's Rashford, Lindelof, Maguire, Xerxes, Casemiro, Anthony, and Ericsson. These players have zero intensity, and I'm not sure about Dalot and Tutu. There's a lot of players there, Afro Soup, but I did say at the beginning of the show that 6 or 7 players could be leaving Manchester United, guys. They could be out the door. You know, don't be surprised. But they are on trial. They are on trial, so to speak, on trial. They are on audition. They could be here to the end of the season, and then we're going to have to wait and see and make a judgment at the end of the season. And Ruben Amorim is obviously going to want to see those players, of course, perform or not perform, however we're going to pull it, of course. Good morning, David. How you doing? David Lingham, long time no see. How you doing? Good to see you back, my friend. Good morning, afternoon, evening, good Man United fans around the world. I'm just so excited. I'm counting the days just to see Amorim walk out at Old Trafford, to see them react, his system, how they adjust. It's going to be exciting, David. I'm absolutely buzzing, my friend. I'm ecstatic. I cannot wait until Sunday when we play Ipswich Town. We smack up Ipswich Town and we move on to Bodo Glimt. We're going to get a glimpse of, obviously, who Ruben Amorim is on Sunday, of course, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm buzzing. I'm excited. A new era. Time we have a new era. You know what? Am I back, guys? Am I back? Absolutely. Every time we have a new era, I am buzzing. I'm excited. I'm giddy, and that is how I am. A new manager, a new dawn, a new day, a new light. Just like Breaking Dawn, guys. Absolutely. Amorim got his work absolutely right. Said we have to be realistic as well. Look, you know what? 2 ends of the spectrum here. We have to be realistic as well. It is going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. We still have a number of players there that are flattered to deceive over the last 10 years, haven't they? So we have to obviously be patient. If it doesn't work out straight away, do not worry, guys. Do not worry. We have to be patient, guys. We have to be wait and see. Give it a month. Give it a month and a half, and then we're going to start seeing differences, of course. Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, it happens straight away. The formation happens straight away. The implementation happens straight away, and we go from there, of course, guys. But lots of work to be done. I know you're joking. I was just joking. I was big up, Jim. Big up, Jim, of course. Absolutely. Even if Shaw comes back fit, he will not be able to play on the left. He goes up and loses the ball and just gives up, turns back and walks back. That's the same as Dalot. Mark, that is exactly the same. This is the kind of mentality that we have to erase from Manchester United, completely erase from Manchester United. That's the type of mentality that we have to erase from our football club, which is the lazy attitude, pedestrian attitude, lethargic attitude that we've had over the last decade or so. This needs to end, guys. This needs to end now. And you know what? I can't wait. You're going to see the silent assassin, Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim knows what's going on in regards to Man United. He knows, you know what these players are and what these players aren't. Don't get it twisted. Ineos have told Ruben Amorim about this football team, about this squad, their weaknesses, their strengths. He knows all about it, guys. Absolutely. Typing errors coming out. I don't know. No problem, Jim. No problem, my friend. But excited by Amorim. Ugarte, I think, will shine. Ugarte is already starting to become good, isn't he? In Man United over the last couple of weeks, he's been a riot, to be honest with you. I'm really excited about Ugarte. Let's not forget, against Leicester City, Ugarte made more tackles for Manchester United than any other Manchester United player in 20 years since the data Opta Index, whatever it's called, was invented 20 years ago. That is incredible. When you think about the players that have played for this football club in midfield, that is incredible. So very exciting times to come for Ugarte and players like that under Ruben Amorim. I cannot wait, guys. I cannot fathom how, you know what, we're not going to be successful, guys. I'm getting giddy, guys. I cannot imagine. It's going to happen, guys. You know what? We are in for a treat, guys. I guarantee you, I'm being positive, and I'll tell you what, this positive energy is going to resonate. We've been put through the mud over the last 10 years, and we need to wipe that mud off and just carry on, guys, unless you like mud, of course. Big up Amorim, first match, going to be 3-0. Mark, big up. I'll take that all day long, my friend. I'll take that all day long. But let's not forget, Ipswich have just beaten Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They drew with Aston Villa. They are no mugs, guys. This is not the Ipswich or Chris Kawamia and Mr. Forrest in goal. You remember him? Was it Craig Forrest? It's not them days, guys. They have got a better side now, of course. So one thing we have to say is that we cannot take them lightly. We have to approach the game with professionalism, and I know that they will. A new manager, a new dawn, a new day, a new light, of course. Thanks for the show, bro. Big up Tanzania. How you doing, Robert? Tanzania, how you doing, mate? Good to see you, mate. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Absolutely. How can I get the sharp jersey on the wall? Stripped down, Cape down, Mr. Sal, please. I like it. What, the old one? I've had this for 30 years, mate. You know, that's the original one that I bought all them many years ago. You're talking about 40 years, actually, now. Bloody hell. Time flies, my friend. Time flies. I tell you what. You know what? I'll get you one of those jerseys if I get to 10,000 subscribers. 10,000 subscribers, guys. If we can get to 10,000 subscribers, I'll give away one of these jerseys. One of these jerseys. I got more than one. Exactly 7% on the mark. Replace laziness with hunger and eagerness. Absolutely, Jim. I agree. I like Muddy Hackney Marshes pictures. Big up the Hackney Marshes, Rebirth 7. I used to play there as a child, as a kid. Did you see the advert of Eric Cantona back in the day at Hackney Marshes? Who saw it? Ian Wright, Eric Cantona, Robbie Fowler, and all those guys. Those were the days, guys. If you know what Hackney Marshes is, Lionel Messi got a helicopter to Hackney Marshes. It's literally 5 minutes from my house where I used to live, guys. Where I used to live. It's literally 5 minutes. What iconic football pitch. It's got loads of goals everywhere, guys. Absolutely. Hackney's my town. Do you think Amorim would consider playing Amas? At the moment, Tanzania, I don't think right now he's in his plans. One thing we have to get straight is that, you know, the wing-back thing is going to be an issue. He's going to want to implement his true system, which is wingers, not necessarily wing-backs. Harry Amas is a very talented player. Of course, he's gained the interest of Aston Villa over the last few days. Aston Villa are inquiring about a loan, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't improve our rivals, absolutely. But Harry Amas might get some time. He might get more minutes than he did under Eric Ten Hag, of course. But you know what? 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here would be good for Harry Amas' development. I would like to see him give him some game time. I really would. We cannot just forget about these young players. They are good players, regardless of the system. I see us playing like on the weekend. Onana, Licha, Delit, Euro, Garnacho, Ugarte, Mount, Ahmad, Bruno, Rashford, Rasmus. Good team, Mark. Good team. Let's wait and see what happens. Will Mount be ready? Of course. Will Euro be ready? That is the key question, of course. Will those guys be ready? They haven't played for a while, of course. We have to wait and see, of course. guys. I feel more excited with Amarin than I was with Eric Ten. I feel more excited, mate. You know the reason why I feel so excited, Brian? It's because he's young. He's 39. He's not 55. You know, I mean, no offense, but you know what? He's got a bright future ahead of him. And another thing, you know, he's gone out there. He's defeated the likes of Arsenal. We've seen firsthand what he's done against Manchester City. We've seen things that are like, wow. Yes, Eric Ten Hag defeated Real Madrid, messed up Real Madrid, absolutely annihilated Real Madrid. But then we look at him against Spurs and he got absolutely found out in that game. But you know what? Ruben Amorim, I don't see any weaknesses in him. And you know one thing which strikes me as well, and which is very important, people ignore this, is his personality. Football's about personality as well. You need that likable aura about you. And I think he has that. I don't quite think Eric Ten Hag had that personality. You know, that aura where, you know what, he was, you know, liked by everyone. Ruben Amorim comes across as kind of guy who's liked by everyone. I mean, I like him. I never met the guy. You know what I mean? You know? Absolutely. Another East London in the house. Absolutely, Kazi. They're the best. If Amorim cherry picks the right players in the right position, we will see a shift in attitude and mentality on the field. We can no longer be lazy. Need to start standing up to the team's show. Absolutely, Jim. Spot on comment, my friend. Really agree. Attitude and intensity is very, very important. It's something that we've lacked for many, many years, of course, guys. I used to play Sunday League games there back in the day. Absolutely, Revert 7. So did I. I used to play for a team called Beaumont, which are around the corner, Revert 7, Beaumont FC. Of course, back in the day, Sunday League. Big up the Sunday Leaguers, guys. I was a defender, fullback. I was, absolutely. So, big up the Sunday Leaguer. Hackney Marsh is massive. Round the corner from my house, Windsor Road. Walking distance, of course, guys. Walking distance. I have Rashford in with Bruno, but he can be replaced by Xerxes. Yeah, he can be. We'll have to wait and see. One thing is for certain, Rashford needs to pick it up. A lot of those players need to pick up, not just Rashford, so does Xerxes. But I give Xerxes the benefit of the doubt because obviously he's a new player and we cannot jump on Xerxes straight away, can we? He does need an opportunity. He does need a chance, doesn't he, in the team? He hasn't really had a chance, if we're being totally honest with ourselves. Amas will be classing time. There's a reason to ask them. Absolutely, Revert 7. You know what? I'm part of the Harry Amas fan club. People know that about me. I'm absolutely obsessed with Harry Amas. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I can't wait for him to play for Man United. I absolutely can't. One thing is that we have to understand is that, yes, Ruben Amorim plays wingers. He plays left wing, he plays right wing. He doesn't necessarily play the fullbacks or left wing back or right wing back. The back three split, as I've been explaining. But going forward in the next few games on the short term, we probably will play defenders as the wing back and left back. Guys, just before you say, I told you he's not going to play wingers. I told you he's going to play full backs and left backs. He's not going to do that straight away. Mazraoui will be right. Dalot will be left. Mazraoui will be left. Dalot will be right. It'll probably be like that. I do want to see Harry Amas given a chance. Unfortunately, look, I'm going to give you some guarantees here. Dalot will start. Dalot will start. Bruno will start. 120,000% they will start. And yes, being Portuguese does have something to do with it. Knowing each other does have something to do with it. But that's not to say that it's going to be a long-term thing. They have to prove themselves and they have to play for the badge and they have to play well in every game, of course, which I no doubt that they will. I no doubt that they will prove, of course, guys. Jim, history and the weight of the badge, it should always weigh on these players. Not too much on these youngsters as they need to properly nurture it, absolutely. But players like Bruno Maguire, absolutely, mate. Jim, you know what? That's why I never attack the young players. I never attack the young players. We got, you know, experienced players who've been there for a decade who are down tooling or not playing. That's the thing why I wouldn't criticize our top scorer, for example, Garnacho, who is our top scorer, guys. Let's not forget that. I mean, he did score in the FA Cup final as well. Let's not drag a player like his caliber down, of course. It is the older players, the players who've been there for nearly a decade or so, who are the ones who have been not performing. And that is a worry, of course, going forward. But you know what? They've got one more chance. I know they don't deserve that chance, a lot of those players. I know that we have seen 10 years of them, you know what, flattering to deceive and not performing for the club. But they got this one chance. And if they don't pass this test now, they're not going to be here next season, guys. Mark my words. They're not going to be next season. Ineos mean business. Ineos has spent a lot of money, not only in acquiring the football club and putting money into the training facilities, but also acquiring Ruben Amorim And obviously the sacking of Eric Ten Hag has cost 25 million upwards. They are going to want this to work. And if those players do not put in a shift 120,000%, guys, they are not going to be at the football club next season. Mark my words, absolutely. Big up London Town, absolutely my home. Of course, born in Leytonstone, East London, I was. Whips Cross Hospital, mate. It's a small world, absolutely. I'm in the Middle East at the moment. You know what? I've been living here for 2 years. Absolutely love it, guys. Absolutely love it. Big up everyone, of course. East London massive, absolutely, Kazi, my bro. I remember the Hackney Greyhound track. Yeah. Do you remember Hackney Marshes, Brian? Do you remember Hackney Market? Do you remember Hackney Market? Do you remember Hackney Market? Who remembers Hackney Market when we used to get our Dodge designer wear and our DVDs and stuff like that? No, nothing sinister. Who remembers those days, guys? They closed the Hackney Market down because the Olympics, as people know, the Olympics was in that area in 2012. The Olympics was in my area. You know what? I'll tell you a little story. I used to live in Leyton, East London. And you know what? When the Olympics in 2012 was in East London, Stratford, Leyton, Hackney and stuff like that, these Olympians used to take wrong turns and they used to get lost. And they used to come up to me. I remember there was a Japanese javelin team or something came up to me and they said, we are lost. We are lost. And I said, what do you mean? Wait, Olympics. I said, you're in Leyton. You're in the wrong place. You got to go to Stratford. It's down there. It's dangerous, obviously, in East London. Those who don't know East London, it is. You've got to be careful. Have your wits about you, of course. I think Mount and Euro will be ready, mate. Not sure if Mazrui and Mainu. I think Mazrui will be ready. I think he's, I think he will be ready. Mainu, I'm not too sure about. Mount and Euro, I don't know if they are match fit. There's a difference between being fit and being match fit. There's a difference, especially if you have been missing for the last few months. It is very dangerous to put a player in Mount and Euro, for example, if they're not match fit. It's best to drift them into the team, integrate them in slowly, because they have been missing for months, not days, but months, of course. So if you were a new coach and you were given 3 things to win the title for Manchester United, what are the 3 ingredients you would implement? Leaders. Leader at the back, leader in midfield, leader up front. Simple as that. The spine. That is the 3 things I get 3 leaders in my team. Defense, midfield, attack, or goalkeeper, defense, midfield. Something like that along those lines. That is the 3 things I would do. Absolutely. 3, of course. Jim, I would implement attitude change, rid of laziness and belief. Yeah, that's obviously that. But obviously we'll get that if we bring in, obviously, experienced players. You know what I mean? Winners, leaders. Let's not forget, back in the day, Manchester United used to have many leaders. They used to have, players who were, even on the bench, we had leaders. Nicky Butt was a leader. Roy Keane was a leader. Ryan Giggs was a leader. Cantona was a leader. Cole was a leader. Vidic was a leader. Ferdinand was a leader. They're all leaders. Bruce, Pallister, Irwin, Parker were leaders. Ince was a leader. Sharp was a leader. Giggs, they were all leaders, guys. Absolutely. And this is something that we've been missing over the years, guys. It's something that we haven't quite mastered yet. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. We need to find more leaders, of course. I'm North London, one of my brothers living in Canning Town. Canning Town is East London, massive, guys, absolutely. East London, Jubilee Line, massive. Revert 7, absolutely. Jubilee Line, massive, of course. Lots of friends come from Canning Town. My friend Simon Pace comes from Canning Town. I haven't spoken to him for years, but you know what? Big up Simon Pace. Hope you're doing well, my friend. He comes from Canning Town. East of the river, of course, guys. East of the river. Cars in North London, Stoke Newington, big up the North London massive, of course. Canning Town towards Green Street and East Stand Barking. Big up. Morning, Sal, and big up, Gray. How you doing, my friend? Chatterboxers, hope you're well. 81 watches, only 13 likes so far. Can you please smash the likes, guys? Don't forget to smash the likes. We're slow today. We've been getting 30, 40 all week. Can we get more likes, guys? Come on, keep smashing those likes. Big up, bro. Big up, Mark. How you doing, my friend? I think that Mount hype is pure bias and imaginary. Hope the brother has been shit for 3 years, seasons, and are unavailable. And we have to put that into context, don't we? We have to, obviously, Mason Mount hasn't been good for years. I would say that he's had 1 good season. Guys, we have to honestly be realistic with ourselves. Pressing is great. He presses great. But what I want to see from a number 7, guys, is a lot more than just pressing. The number 7, of course, Eric Cantona, Cristiano Ronaldo, George Best, David Beckham. This is the number 7 that I expect, the kind of caliber that I expect from my number 7. Mason Mount is not a number 7 for Man United. He's a squad player at best. And one thing is that if he does play, I'm going to support the lad. I'm going to support him. And I hope he succeeds. I want every single player to succeed at Man United. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? But you know what? He's going to have to pick it up. I don't think he'll start straight away. I think if he does play, he's going to be as a substitute, in my opinion. Absolutely. Big up, Mark. Big up, Mark. To 2 marks, of course. The guy had a bad injury and a big surgery. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Mark, I would say this is that I support the lad. I hope he does well. But we have to also understand that we are not A&E. We're not a charity. We are Manchester United, and we have to obviously have performances on the pitch. Sadly, we cannot be holding on to players anymore. This is a new era, of course. But obviously, Mason Mount will get his chance to shine. He will get his fair share of football. Obviously, Ruben Amorim is known for giving chances. And you know one thing? I hope he proves us all right. Wrong. Well, right or wrong. I want him to perform for Man United. One thing I want from him, I want to see assists. I want to see goals, not just pressing. I want to see something like that. When Mason Mount won the Player of the Year for Chelsea, let's not forget he won the Player of the Year for Chelsea. He was brilliant, one of the good. But he has had a pelvis injury operation. And obviously, notoriously, the pelvis injury is a long-term thing. It can be a career ender. And that is the issue I'm having at the moment. And that's the worry I have at the moment, is the career-ending injuries, of course. The knock-on effect from the medication that you take from pelvis injuries is astronomical. You get knock-on injuries, you get rebound injuries, things like that. And that's what happens. Now, can we carry on holding on to a player like that? That's the question. But we're going to have to wait and see. One thing is for certain, my friends, he's going to be given a chance. He's going to be given a chance in Ruben Amorim's system. We'll have to wait and see. And Ruben Amorim knows best. Of course, Mainu needs to continue to develop. If he does, he'll be top class. Yes, he's going to be one of the greatest is a big word. He's going to be one of the best Man United players in our squad. Absolutely, definitely. We can't put too much pressure on the lad. We played him a lot, which is why he's picking up injuries. Youngsters notoriously pick up injuries, of course, guys. They notoriously pick up injuries. So we obviously have to be careful in regards to how we use Kobbie Mainoo in regards to that. 1994, full of captains, absolutely. Let's name the team in 1994, guys. Peter Schmeichel, Paul Parker, Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Dennis Irwin, Brian Robson, Paul Ince, Ryan Giggs, who played Andre Kanchelskis, Eric Cantona, Mark Hughes. On the bench, guys. You want to know who was on the bench for Manchester United during that period? Lee Sharp was on the bench during that period for Manchester United. Brian McClare was on the bench during that period for Manchester United. As we all know, guys, absolutely were. Dion Dublin was on the bench for Manchester United. We had captains everywhere. We had leaders everywhere, of course. Absolutely. Middle East London. Big up. David, as Man United fans, we all going to do is and see what Amorim's going to do, how we set his team, his system, what the pace will play. All we can do is wait and see, be calm and be patient. Amorim at the wheel. Big up, David. Absolutely agree. We have to be patient. We have to obviously see what he's going to do, of course. I mean, Man United's pressing is depressing. Absolutely. The best form of ability is availability. Absolutely. The best form of pressing is not depressing. It's not depressing. Absolutely. Mark, most of these new school players may never have seen world-class players because they don't have the determination and dedication to win. Absolutely. Nor do they have the same drive and want to be the best in the world. They just want the cash. Absolutely, Mark. I agree with you, mate. The new school player, they don't have that. It's something missing. I don't want to be ageist, but there is something missing in regards to the new school person, in regards to everything. You know what? Originality is dead. I think originality is dead and stuff like that. And I think a lot of those players don't have the drive or the ambition. A lot of that's to do with they don't quite understand who Manchester United are. They don't do their research who Manchester United are, where we come from, our adversities and stuff like that. I think they just concentrate on their Skrilla and what they're going to get at the end of the week. I think that's what they do. Goes to George. How you doing, my friend? I'm one of the only things getting worried about Amorim, Love, Best, Ericsson, Casemiro, Rashford, Anthony lost form last season, and then real fake injuries happen to the rest of Amorim. Better learn. We cannot judge goals for George. Look, you don't know Amorim. I know a lot about Amorim, right? We cannot judge Amorim based on, hypothetical scenarios that, you think might happen. Amorim might come in there and cut a lot of players. We don't know that. He might come in there and say, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But one thing we have to understand is that this is a new regime now. This is a new ownership, 27%, whether it is with Ineos. We cannot be too pessimistic, Goals for George. I know you're a very pessimistic guy, Goals for George. I've seen you for a long time, but we cannot be too pessimistic. We have to obviously be cautious, optimism. We practice, but there's nothing wrong in being a little bit excited. Football's a beautiful game. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm excited, of course, to see what happens, to see what's good, what's not good. Time is an education, as they say, Goals for George. Time is an education. But one thing we cannot do is just say Amorim better learn, for example. Amorim hasn't even walked into the door yet in regards to a game, and what's he to learn? What's he to learn? At the end of the day, how do you know he's not learning? He is learning. Of course he's going to learn at the end of the day. But we cannot be that pessimistic, guys. We cannot be like that straight away. He's getting better learn or else. That's the wrong mentality, because I know what people are going to do if we lose to Ipswich. I know what people are going to do if we lose to Everton. People are going to straight away say, he gave him out, he's not good enough. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Then we're never going to get anywhere, guys. I am cautiously optimistic. We're not, a love fest. To be honest, Goals for George. A love fest, right? I'm a married man. Goals for George. It's the wrong term to make. If you cannot articulate a constructive argument without insults and stuff and love fest and things like that, then I don't think football is for you, my friend. Much love to you. But it's not a love fest, Goals for George. It's not a love fest. We are excited about the football manager coming in and seeing what he can do. Right? Yes, you make a good point in regards to fake injuries and stuff like that. But you know what? Give Ruben Amorim a chance to fix that. Give him a chance to walk in the door and make his changes. Let's see what happens, George. Let's see what happens. You know what? He might be that guy. You know what? Long term, he might not be that guy. But one thing's for certain, I don't think Ineos will appoint him if he didn't know what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what? We can disagree. That's life. You know what I mean? But you know what? I appreciate your comment, Goals for George. But you know what? We have to be obviously a little bit giddy in regards to the South. So you know about having 7 shirts is the many about Eric Ten Hag. It weren't just Eric Ten Hag, Mark. It was actually the actual board who did that because they wanted to sell shirts, mate. One of the stipulations of Mason Mount was he wanted the number 7 shirt. That was Mason Mount. And it was the board of the past who gave him that number 7 shirt. It was the board. It was Mason Mount himself and the board. Absolutely, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. Let's not blame Eric Ten Hag for everything. Eric Ten Hag is no longer at the football club. And I wish Eric Ten Hag the best of luck. That's what I want to do. I wish him the best of luck. And you know what? What happened is happened. What's done is done. It's done at the end of the day. And I don't think it's Eric Ten Hag's choice to say, give Mason Mount the number 7 shirt. That's not what happens. It's either Mason Mount has asked for the number 7 shirt or Ineos, or not Ineos. It's not Ineos. It was obviously Murtaugh and Arnold at the time said, you know, how are we going to sell some shirts? Give him the number 7 shirt. Give Mason Mount the number 7 shirt, of course. Absolutely. Sal, I would not have bought Mount. He is wrong, but hopefully, Jim, I wouldn't have bought him either. But you know, it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. Right wing will be Dalot. We'll have to wait and see. Dalot will be in the team on Sunday, guys. Mark my words. He will be in the team on Sunday. Eventually, you know what? Obviously, Ruben Amorim plays wingers as a left winger and a right winger. Eventually, he will implement his style of football, but it's not going to happen straight away. Dalot will play on Sunday. You can mark my words. The future now, I would get rid of injury-prone players and being in the senior team for more than 4 seasons. Mark, I agree with you, mate. I agree 100% with that. You know, those guys have sacked numerous amounts of managers, especially the last 2 as well. Jim, also not allow Mount to have the number 7 shirt. That Ronaldo iconic shirt number is absolutely irreplaceable. It was a big mistake to give him the number 7 shirt. Absolutely. Do we know anything about Man United injuries? Who's fit? Who's going to start? Hope Rashford start training hard and playing. That means no more chances. more or less everyone is fit, guys. But obviously the jury's still out on Martinez. Martinez flew back from Argentina to train with Ruben Amorim. It is Ruben Amorim's first day in training, of course. So we're going to get some news by the end of the week, guys. But let's not put too much pressure on Ruben Amorim. It is the first week of his tenure, of course, having been given his visa, of course. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, guys. We have to wait and see. Young Roy Keane, 1994, absolutely. Young Roy Keane, 1994, yeah. But I come from a time of, obviously, Brian Robson. Big up Brian Robson. Crew, of course. Roy Keane was a youngster. He was more of an attacking player back then. But, yeah, he did move into the midfield, yeah. I mean, he was another great player, of course. Roy Keane, absolutely, Michael. Brian, I came in. Mark Nurse in the house. Big up, Mark Nurse, of course. Hello from Singapore. How are you doing, Pearl? Hope you're doing well. Unfortunately, I can't tune in live. We'll catch up properly later. Just want to say it's unbelievable that the likes of Rashford and others play at FC can get away. Absolutely. I agree with you, Pearl. Absolutely 100%. Well said. Of course, Pearl, with as much as they did earning so much, I know, mate, it's going to be changing soon. Hopefully, it will change soon, Pearl. Hopefully, it will change soon. Hopefully, the whole... culture of the football club will be different very soon. Hi, Michael. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Personally, if I don't believe in originality is dead, baby, we need to be more creative and better to install these characteristics in our team. Ruben Amorim. I personally feel originality is dead. That's why everyone's playing the 3-4-3 and stuff like that. But, I do believe originality is dead in music and everything. This is why we don't get talent anymore. And those who study the game, know that football talent has gone down, it's regressed, and that's because of the street footballer. And what did the street footballer bring? It brought originality, because each person had their own personality. Nowadays, everyone wants to be a carbon cutout of everyone else, and that's the problem. Music, where's the legends coming from? Name me in 20 years, name me the next Michael Jackson, name me the next, name me the next Beatles, name me right now, off your head. You know what I mean? In 30 years' time, who's going to be the next Elvis Presley? 30 years, come on. What? Who's going to be these? Who's going to be these guys? Come on. Who's going to be? The next David Bowie. The next Sting. The next who's going to be? You won't, because talent has regressed. Originality is dead. And the reason why most of us players are like that is United, because they come in. Obviously, the most senior players. Role models at the club are Rashford, Maguire, Shaw. How can you be any different, poor standard? The reason the most players are like that is because they come in and most senior players, role models at the club, Rashford, Maguire, Shaw. Yeah, we ain't got no role models in our club, guys. We got no role. I agree with that, absolutely. At the moment, I'm proud owner of number 7 shirt. Big up, Mark. Fair play to you, brother. Fair play to you. Guardiola bought preseason football, effective but boring. Now everyone copies. Absolutely revert 7. That's exactly what I'm saying. Originality is important. That originality doesn't die. Absolutely. So what I meant was that suddenly there seems to be a media-driven fans who are pushing on and projecting all their thoughts and expectation. Amorim. We watch him number 10 games and we don't know. Goals to Joel, I agree with that comment, mate. I agree with that comment. I agree. We can't get overly giddy. That's why I said cautiously optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic about the future. But one thing I would say is that, at the same time, we have to understand that this is going to take a little bit of time. You said 10 games, something like that. Yeah. After 10 games, 15 games, we will see a kind of Amorim style of football. And we hope that we will see, winning football matches. Look, what's going to happen, Goals for George? We're going to win on Sunday. Let's say we win on Sunday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we win on Sunday. People are going to get overexcited. I'm going to get excited. It's my birthday on the 25th. I'm going to be excited anyway. But a lot of people will be excited, guys. And you know what? But I'm going to be, obviously, after my birthday, you know what? All being well. I mean, after the bets that Kazi has given me and stuff like that, hopefully I will be well. But you know what? One thing I would say is that I will be cautiously optimistic and I'll be watching every single move. But I'm not going to be too pessimistic about it. I'm not going to be negative about it. At the end of the day, winning football matches is all that matters, isn't it? Ultimately, he starts winning football matches. You know what? We move up the table. Like the Burj Khalifa, we move straight up that table, of course, guys. And that's what happens, of course. Hopefully, Jose George, it's a success. That's all I can say. Hopefully, it's a success, my friend. Hopefully. And that's all we can say at the end of the day. But I'm not going to better learn now. We better do this. It's going to take time. There's a lot of manipulators in that squad. There's a lot of liars in that squad. And those liars and manipulators need to go out of the football club. They need to leave. They need to leave the football club. Because there are a lot of liars and manipulators in regards to when they go to training. You know, they train hard, but when they get to match day, they don't pull it on the football pitch. They don't implement it properly on the football pitch. That is the problem with a lot of this squad. You know, especially the guys who've been there for 5 years, 10 years, of course, guys. Absolutely. Rooney was the last street footballer. Rooney was a fantastic street footballer. That's exactly what we need. We're missing that in football right now, of course. Bless everyone in the house. Big up, big up, big up. Players now, intelligence, low drive. Absolutely, Mark. Part of it, absolutely, definitely, 100%. Passion. I used to get up in the cold, early morning on a Sunday, right? Raining, snow, to go and play Sunday League football. The passion. Nowadays, people are getting up playing their PlayStations, you know what I mean, on their phones all day. They ain't got that passion for the game and the drive for the game. They rather play FC 25 or something like that. And no, nothing wrong with that. But you know what? That is just obviously that is why a lot of talent has regressed over the last few years, of course, guys. It's one thing I would say. Of course, interaction with people, various type is important. Absolutely, GK. Versatility, versatile in regards to personalities. Always, everyone is different to you, of course, guys. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. The same as the music industry with Chris Brown, R&B is dead. Absolutely, Mark. Spot on. After Chris Brown, it's dead, mate. Where's the legends? Where's the legends? Where's the next Prince? You know, where are they? I don't see anyone coming through at the moment. Where's the next Michael Jackson? You know, David Bowie, Sting, as I said, the Bee Gees, NWA. You know what I mean? 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, you know what I mean? You know, you can go on and on and on. Tina Turner, you know, original artists. I can go on and on and on about music and stuff and, you know, how it is regressed. But it's happening in everything. I'm not 25, Revert 7. Thank you for the compliment, though. I'm not 25. I wish I was 25. My birthday's on the 25th of November, a day after the Ipswich Town game. So I'll be doing an all-day stream, guys, on the 25th of November. It'll be various tasks. Loads of things are going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So hopefully you join me for it, guys. That's it. You know, someone of the most original players in recent years. I so agree with guys. Original, absolutely, I agree with that, Mark. Absolutely. Should I do a poetry? You have Riz and Flair. You are musical. You are amazing. Superstar Sal. Thank you, GK. I love it, my friend. Thank you very much for the beautiful poem. You know what? It melts my heart. It melts my heart, mate. It melts my heart, GK. It really does. It really does, of course. I prefer eFootball. The reason I am not on your live stream Saturday, I was in Hyde Park, a Latin parade for Switch on Christmas Eve. Travels, Michael, big up yourself. Thank you. Sal, people forget being themselves on their superpowers. Absolutely not copying what everyone else does to see who can do the same as fingers better. Spot on, Mark. Spot on. Absolutely. You know, Wagwan. You know the music. You know what's going on in regards to talent, in regards to regression and stuff like that. It's terrible. Of course, I think Amorim is inheriting the best squad since David Moyes from Sir Alex Ferguson, and the academy is the best shape since the talent. The foundation is there, Amorim. Love the comment. Thank you so much. Can he handle the egos? You know what? If those egos don't learn, they have to leave the football club. And that is one thing I would criticize the last regime. Don't play the egos anymore. The egos are going to be there, of course, but you know, the super inflated, overemphasized blimp egos, of course. Bomba Clark, I'm the deck. December 1st crew, absolutely. You're Sagittarius, is it? Are you Sagittarius, Mark? I knew it. We are United looking for a coaching term, absolutely. And we are Portuguese gem named Amorim. Love it. We are United looking for a coach in Amorim. When the moon hits your eye like a bigger piece of pie, that's the morning. Guys, it's 1 hour. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a fantastic show. I'll be back later on for Chatterbox, guys. I'm back later on for Chatterbox, 2 p.m. UK time, usual time. And I'll be live anytime anything breaks, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. You absolute diamonds. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and smash a like on the video on the way out, guys. Very important. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Absolute legends. I'll see you later. Alligator. Take it easy. Peace.